What's up YouTube, it's Anthony from CompSci Studio and welcome back to your 4th Java Advanced tutorial. So I'm back, I'm making tutorials again. I'm not dead. A lot of you guys have been sending me messages wondering where I am, but I was just finishing up first year university and it was a tough first year, but I got through it. So that's good. And anyways, so I'm gonna keep going on our advanced tutorial series, and once we are done that, as always, we're gonna get into our game programming, which is gonna be really cool. Can't wait for that. And so I'm gonna probably be making an update video when it gets closer to me finishing these advanced tutorials about what game you guys want me to make a tutorial on first. I'm probably gonna have a list of them, and then I'll let you guys send me messages in my inbox stating your opinion. So anyways, let's get into this tutorial. I don't want it to be really long. I'm just going to be teaching you guys the basics of an enum. Now, an enum is short for enumeration. Basically, it's a way to encapsulate a data type. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you had a bunch of variables called public, static, final, a bunch of constants. Final is a way to declare constants, if I never told you guys that before. Basically, a constant is a variable that never changes within your program, and actually you can't change it at all. And so let's say we have an int called, I don't know, say we have a video game that basically we have a whole bunch of strengths of our player. So one is an int strong, and let's set that equal to maybe 3. And then we have another one. Let me copy and paste this. We have another data type called int moderate, and that would be of 2. And then we have another one called int weak, and that would be 1. So that's a whole bunch of kind of like code that we have to type out to just make 3 variables, 3 final variables that we're going to be using in our code. And a better way to encapsulate this would be within an enum. So let's create an enum right now. So to create an enum, you could create it within a class, or you could create it outside of a class. Kind of like you could actually create it in a separate file. But for now, we're just going to be creating it inside of our class here. So to create an enum, first we must use the keyword enum, which is enum. And let's call our enum let's call it power. Just like we're kind of using with our variables, it was all like related to power. So to create an enum, we have the enum keyword, and then we name our enum. I called it power, and then we put our 2 curly braces. And within our enum, we declare the values that we want to be used within our program. So for this, our powers are strong, and then to separate different variables within the enum, we use a comma. So strong, moderate, and weak. And then we end with a semicolon. So this is pretty much the extent that I'm going to go into in this tutorial. I don't want to confuse you guys too much, but I'm going to go into a lot more detail in the next tutorial. But for now, we're just going to take our enum and we're going to access it within our main method. So to access our enum, we have to use our keyword that we called it. We called it power. And then let's say, I don't know, call it P1 for power 1. And then we could set this P1, actually let's call it player 1. Makes more sense. So power player 1, so the power of the player 1, we're going to set it to power, and then we use our dot separator. And once you put our dot separator, this IntelliSense pops up, and we can access moderate, strong, or weak. So let's say player 1 is weak. So we now created a player that that is weak, essentially, and we could create as many players as we want from this power enum. So power player 2 is equal to power dot strong, and let's make power player 3 equal to power dot moderate. So now we have 3 players, all with different power levels, I guess we could call it. So if we wanted to print out the status of one of these players. Let's just go S out, tab, and then type in player 1. So if we run this, run file, we will actually get the status of this player. So as you can see right down here, it prints out weak because we set player 1 to a power that is weak. If we access player 3, if we run it again, we get that the power is moderate. So this is the extent that I'm going to go into this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys a handy method to access the values of all the I don't know what you would call it, kind of all the players in the Enum. So I'll go over that in the next tutorial, but you guys can mess around with this for a little bit, and in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.